Hi, Salamat Siang. Welcome to our channel. Today is a family anthropological video. It's about a ceremony we recently had for my oldest daughter. Here, we call it the Tujuh Bulanan, the 7-month ceremony. It's also called the Mitoni. Mitoni is a Javanese prenatal ceremony that's held during the 7th month of a woman's first pregnancy, usually. The Mitoni is practiced in different fashions depending on the region, and as the saying goes, so many places, so many customs. Sometimes the ceremony is performed outdoors, sometimes the ceremony is performed indoors. Various parts of the ceremony may be admitted, varied, or substituted according to local values and practices. This is a sacred ritual with the purpose to free the pregnant mother from any harms or from anything that's considered bad or evil, and for security of the giving birth mother and the infant. This is also a supplication to God for the security and welfare of the community who hold the ritual, and the Mitoni ritual is a form of worship to God or Allah. Historically, the Mitoni tradition goes back to ancient times to King Jayabaya, who was a Javanese king of the Kediri kingdom in East Java, circa 1135 to 1159 current era. This ceremony has become a regular ritual for people from Java and from other ethnic groups around Indonesia. Initially, the tradition was very thick with Javanese nuanced activities, but with the introduction of Islam into Indonesia, the rituals were changed in some ways, and other parts were kept intact, very common in Indonesia. So in this form of the Mitoni, the Quran is an important part, and so the Quranic readings. The values of Islam that are contained in this tradition: worship value, charitable value, relationship value, and belief value. The worship and belief values is the relationship between the people involved and God. And charitable and relationship values are the relationship of the people involved in the ceremony with each other. According to the anthropologist Clifford Geertz, the word Mitoni comes from the word Pitu, which means 7, and that marks the celebration of the 7th month of mother's pregnancy. And so you'll see during the bathing ritual is called siraman, and it comes from the word siram, which means to take a bath or to spray. When we water plants, we say siram bunga, watering the plants. And the holy bathing ritual is done to purify the mother-to-be and the baby, and sometimes the husband is involved in this as well. The husband-father is involved in this as well, and in our case, my son-in-law is involved in this, as you'll see when we get to the bathing part of the ritual. And the couple are bathed with water filled with 7 flowers, and it usually starts with the oldest member of the family first. In this case, we started with an elderly lady who was officiating for the ceremonies. And throughout the video, you'll see little pop-up text boxes where I explain some things that are happening. There's a lot of cooking involved here because everything that is done here, every ritual, every ceremony that's done in all of the religions, there's always food. And despite the fact that this is a sacred ritual, there's a lot of fun. You'll see kids and adults screaming when they go to get some money after the ritual bath is done. And there's a lot of silliness during the time that people are cooking. And that is a whole family activity. All of the women come together to help cook for the ceremony. And the men do some of the heavy lifting, moving furniture around, laying down carpets, and then generally kibitzing, as men often do. So I hope you enjoy this and that you find something interesting about Indonesian culture, despite the fact that it really bothers me when people say this is the real Bali, this is the real this is the real that. This is part of the reality in Indonesia, a long way from some of the fun things that go on here, the silly TikTok, Instagram activities that people do, sometimes just silly, sometimes disrespectful. This is real life in real Indonesia. And let's get started. This is the cooking for tomorrow's ceremony. And this is another one of the many kitchens. This is the second outdoor kitchen that we have. And looks like she's making masak apa?
Cake.
Apa?
Apa namanya? Cookies.
Hah?
Cookies.
Cookies.
Namanya cookies di sini, jajak cake.
Ada apa di dalam?
Kosong, enak kok.
Oh, there's nothing inside.
Tradisi kampung.
Apa?
Tradisi kampung.
Tradisi kampung. Kampung apa?
Kampung Bugis. Tradisi kampung Bugis. Udah punya.
Ada apa di sana?
Mana? Kentang. Ini?
Ya.
Ini untuk pastel, dan isi pastel, dalamnya pastel.
Hah?
Isi dalamnya pastel.
Dalam pastel.
Ini kan pakai dalamnya buat pastel.
Apa itu?
Nanti yang seperti
Ini apa bahan apa?
bahannya kentang, wortel,
Oh, carrots and potatoes, curry.
ya kari.
Ada apa di sana? Masak apa?
Ini
Ya, sini.
itu kentang, potato digoreng pakai bergedel.
Okay, so that's potatoes for what? Untuk apa?
Untuk bergedel.
Sue says I like this.
Tidak ada tadi udah penuh kali ini kan habis ya.
Okay. Jimena's here cooking too.
Bisa lanjutin lagi apa namanya? Acara-acara itu kan ramai satu hari dah gitu.
Huh?
Biasanya kalau mandi-mandi,
Mandi?
dia Messi kan jadi mandi besok
Oh yeah.
untuk 7 bulanan.
Yeah, so tomorrow, Sue was saying tomorrow we'll start all the stuff with taking baths and things. So today is just cooking, and she's got charcoal in there. So mama masak apa lagi?
Besok masak bikin mie rendang ayam, bikin mie, bikin bergedel,
Yeah.
bikin daging sisir, telur, itu telur apa namanya? Telur yang itu apa?
Mana ayam?
Ayam nanti besok, Pak. Nih, Pak.
Kenapa Suryani pakai apa?
Nih.
Handuk, Suryani pakai handuk.
Nih,
Apa ini?
ini telur pindang namanya.
Apa?
Telur pindang.
Telur
Jahe.
pindang?
Ya, namanya telur pindang karena dia di dalam air.
Ya.
Nah, ini
Apa itu?
jahe
Oh,
sama teh.
jahe sama teh?
Iya.
Teh apa?
Saya pakai Anda minum
Teh hitam atau hijau?
teh merah.
Teh merah.
Ya,
Okay, so
teh hitam.
red tea.
Garam, jahe, teh. Pindang Jepang namanya. Oke?
Okay. Okay.
Belum habis.
Istri gila belum mandi. So my brother-in-law is here cooking too, and my sister-in-law who's hiding under a towel, and my oldest daughter who's having the ceremony for, and this is Jajan. Apa itu? Jajan apa?
Jajan apa sebenarnya? Apem. Kukis.
Oh ya, oh itu yang Su masak sekarang.
Ya.
Ya.
Lihat.
Kalau sama apa semua belum mandi, semua belum mandi.
Oh iya, itu jajannya.
Oh, so this is a bunch because tomorrow all this stuff gets given out in little boxes. Where are the boxes? Oh, there are the boxes. So there's boxes in here. All this stuff is going to be distributed tomorrow. So this is a traditional home. Apa?
Halo. Halo.
Okay, my brother was trying to get his wife to look at the camera, but she won't. Question about how many, counting. Berapa orang mau sini kemarin? Besok?
100.
Hah?
100.
100? Bagaimana bisa masuk 100?
Di mana?
Di rumah. Di mana?
Itu pakai duduk. Duduk seperti ini. Pakai panas tuh.
Hah?
Bisa, Pak. 70. Sama keluarga.
So there's going to be 70 people here. Wedding photo from 32 years ago. Yeah, that's a good-looking guy. All right, so this is all of the food here that's being made. Lots of little cakes and weird stuff. And my sister-in-law with a towel on her head again.
Udah mandi tapi lagi tes gigi. Katanya nih Pak jajan apa lagi kan?
And apa itu?
Namanya
Ya.
tepung dibungkus.
Hah?
Tepung dibungkus namanya.
Tepung.
Kue tepung dibungkus.
Kue.
Tepung dibungkus.
Kenapa?
Karena ini sebenarnya dibungkus sama daun kelapa, daun pisang.
And my son-in-law. This is for him and my brother-in-law again.
Ates papaya. Ates
Papaya.
Sorry, sama Edwin.
Tidur maksudnya mati.
Okay, so there's these little things here. Little packets.
Kalau jajan ini Pak,
Hah?
masih nasi aja.
Huh?
Masih nasi aja sama
Oh, okay, this is what's in there. So there's ada apa di dalam?
ada ikan, ada rendang, ada telur, ada mie, ada bergedel, ada ikan ayam mandi,
Yeah.
nasi. Nah, itu jajannya itu dari satu sini jajannya itu cendolnya, cendol, rujak, itu cendol,
Yeah, apa sendol?
cendol ini jajan,
Huh?
itu jajannya bubur karena ada keringatnya apa asin tadi, mandi asin tadi. Itu jajannya di kotak, itu komplit di kotak tuh udah itu jajannya sama itu cendolnya, nasi.
Apa ini?
Cendol,
Ini sendol?
ini cendol nih di santan,
Ya.
ini gulanya. Ya itu kita gula dulu gulanya. Selamat sore, ini channel Suhana. Hari ini ada acara 7 bulanan kehamilan anak saya Mercy. Di sini aja dah. Ya udah sini aja. Belakangan. Iya. Nanti masuk di YouTube dan.
Okay, so now some mandi is going to happen. What am I? Huh? Apa ini?
Ini syarat-syaratnya.
Hah?
Ini buat 7 macam. Itu saya 7 macam. Ini jajan 7 macam. Oh, terang Pak.
Video call yang bisa lihatnya saudaranya ngoban di Bandung.
Potong kambing, kirain potong kambing.
Ya. Sebelah. Ya ada perempuan wis. Ya, dah pasnya nak. Ya.
What?
Itu ada bapaknya. Pantesan kita bikin dapur tahu aku intingannya. Ini buat dapat berapa?
Okay, we're doing weird.
15.
Ini dapat 15. Iya. Dia tanya kenapa kok ada ini? Jelaskan
Ini untuk bayinya biar sehat, orang tuanya biar sehat, biar murah rezeki, ya paling selamat, ya
semuanya.
Ya.
Kenapa macam-macam? Ada artinya untuk semua?
Ya
atau?
untuk gini, leluhurnya,
Oh,
ya,
oh ya.
leluhurnya untuk upah-upah.
Oh.
Ya, ya,
Itu juga sayur masih
ya,
tujuh.
ya.
Apa itu yang
Sayur.
kuning?
Ini
Ya,
Kuning,
di-
beras
beras kuning.
Oh, beras
Untuk
kuning.
anak,
Oh,
ya.
ya. Oke.
Ya.
Ya, kasih ya.
Ya.
Mau pulang? Ya udah hati-hati ya. Hati-hati ya, Lo. Pak, mau pulang katanya.
Oh ya,
Ayo, makasih.
kasih.
Hati-hati ya.
Sama.
Tell your boyfriend to call me.
Mana motornya? Berapa?
Are we done? Sudah?
Udah.